Welcome back, everyone, to Become Six Figures, the channel dedicated to helping you make $100,000 or more a year, every year from here on out. Today, we're going to be doing the top five real estate markets to work in that obviously make you $100,000 or more a year. As always, please like, subscribe, and click on that bell for notifications. We have some great videos coming up this week. Now, let's get into it. So what are the factors that you're looking for that makes a really good real estate market where you can make six figures? High home values. Now that one's kind of common sense. You want to make sure that you're working a market where the average home is selling for between $400 and $500,000. This way, you're kind of guaranteed that if you sell at least 10 of those homes a year, you're going to be making six figures. Also, high median income. Now, median income isn't the average income. Your average income could be skewed if, let's say, you have a few millionaires or billionaires in your market, but that median income, you want to make sure it's somewhere between $70 and $100,000 a year. That tells you that that particular individual is more likely to buy a home sooner rather than later. Highly skilled jobs. The tech industry, as well as the finance industry, has a lot of those. And normally, highly skilled jobs have high income, salaries, per hour wages, and so on. Fortune 1000 company is present. So if your market has like a corporation that has thousands of employees, that is likely a Fortune 1000 company. You may be lucky where you have a Google corporate office or Amazon corporate office, at AT&T, things like that. Those companies generally have thousands of employees. And sooner or later, those employees are eventually going to buy a home. Vacation home market exists. So if the market where you're planning to work also has tourism, where maybe they get 500,000 to 1 million tourists a year or more, that's fantastic because those tourists are going to eventually become either retirees in that market or they may eventually buy a vacation home or a second home in that market, probably even an investment property. So those are going to be a great business for you alongside traditional business, you'll also have that vacation home market business, which will help boost your income. High population. Now, you don't need to be in a New York City, but you should be in a market where the population is probably somewhere between 100 to 500,000 in population. It's not difficult to dominate a market where the population is 10 to 20,000. You might even be the number one salesperson for real estate in that market, but only make $80,000. So you may want to make sure you're going to be working a market where the population is several hundred thousand, if not more than 1 million, because then you know there's going to be a lot of people transacting real estate all the time. Now, what are the top five real estate markets? Number five, Florida. So we're talking places like Miami, South Beach, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, even Orlando. Those markets all have the factors we just talked about. Easy. Number four, Nevada. Now we're only talking probably Las Vegas here, but a lot of people visit Las Vegas. Las Vegas every year is a top three destination spot for everybody. It's an oddity, but people who gamble tend to have excess funds, and sometimes they even think, well, I'm going to buy a home where I love to vacation. And Las Vegas is one of those hotspots. Number three, Texas. So we're talking places like Austin, Dallas, Houston, even San Antonio has become very popular lately. But this area is going to have a lot of those factors that makes for a successful real estate professional. Number two, New York City. That's sort of an obvious one. And we're talking about the five boroughs, and obviously Manhattan is one of those boroughs. So you're going to have high incomes, high paying jobs, and obviously people who can afford to buy homes versus renting because the rent market has become extremely high in New York City. So a lot of people take the option to try to buy a house. Number one, California. We're looking at places not just LA. Obviously, LA is a huge market, but San Francisco does very well for real estate professionals, as well as San Diego. Those areas, you'll see a lot of people transition from renting to buying. And oftentimes, what it costs to rent is almost exactly what it costs to buy a home and mortgage. So they end up buying a house. Now, one of these markets has a very high, you know what? We're going to do a part two. That's right. You saw it coming. We're going to do a part two to discuss one of these markets in very specific because one of these markets does have a very high X, and that X is going to guarantee your success as long as you're dedicated and focused on building your real estate career. As always, congratulations, you're on your way. If you have any questions, put them down below. And until the next video, I truly hope you become six figures.